Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your very first time joining me. My name is Jessica. I'm a mother as well as a makeup lover, of course. Does anybody here have TikTok? If you have TikTok, you know exactly what we're doing today. If you have a TikTok, you know what we are doing today. I am going to be recreating this look right here that went viral on TikTok. Of course, Kylie's iconic as thick. So, yeah. I feel like I went a little bit more heavy-handed than they did, but that's just my vibe. That's just what works for me, what makes me feel sexy. It's thick, dark, grungy. Okay, that was aggressive. I felt like I said it very softly, but I felt very aggressive when I said that. I am going to be doing my eyes as well as my face makeup today for you guys. I just feel like the eyes were so super simple, but I really wanted to show you what makeup I would go to complement this look as well. Somebody also had requested for me to do a prom, like if I was going to go to prom, what would I wear? If I would have went to prom and showed up like this, my high school sweetheart would have hit his knees, let me tell you. Okay? I didn't go to prom though, so we're just doing a sexy, sultry look for me to go to the grocery store. Yay, love that for me. So if you are curious to see how I achieve this makeup, then please do keep on watching. So honestly, just how I've been like blending out my base is just like with my finger, just tapping it with my finger. And then just going in with the sponge to make sure that everything is nice and evenly blended out. So we don't need everything to be too like thickly primed because it is a more natural makeup, but I am going to take some Scotch tape. So the first thing that I noticed is that there's a little bit of warmth in her like crease area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of these two shades right here just on a fluffy brush. So this is Peanut Butter and Farm Girl. So we're just going to mix those together. And I usually don't do this like style. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually starting with the lightest shade first. And I'm really just going to add some color to the lids. I'm going to just avoid the center of my lid because we want it to be blank there. So I'm just going to smoke this around. So now I'm going to start working into the cool tones. So I'm actually going to start by taking the shade, TC. Just in this little, this is the Sigma E45 brush. And I'm just going to start bringing this in the inner and outer corners. So now for this outer corner, I'm going to just be taking it along the tape. I'm kind of just doing like a triangle. So we're going to go from here, down, and then up the tape. Keeping the center nice and blank. And then just on the same brush, I'm going to take the shade Buddy mixed in with a little bit of the black shade, which is called Because I Said So. So we'll take a little bit of the gray, some black, some gray, some black, some gray, some black. And I'm going to just kind of position it in the same area, just a little bit lower. I'm not going to take it quite as high. Actually. So just deepening this up a little bit. And then I'll just go back in with like my lighter colors, just to make sure everything is nice and smooth. I'm just using the same brush, just dusting it off and mixing in the other colors. And I'm going to take this Doe Color number 7 brush because it's just like round. And I'm going to take the shade So Ucky and Biscuit mixed together. And I'm just going to kind of smudge this in right here in the center of my lid. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this angled brush. This is just a Morphe E11 brush. And I'm going to take the shade Because I Said So. And I'm going to do a wing. Okay, so now I'm going to take this small little dome brush. This is a Morphe M321. Sorry if you heard my kid trip over his own feet. That was actually pretty loud little scuffle there. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start smudging this wing out just a little bit into the rest of the makeup. I'm going to be scared to really deepen it, but I want to be mindful of my placements. This is a very like smoky outer corner, so I'm just laying the initial product down right by the tape, and then I'm just slowly working in circles and smudging it up into the rest of this makeup. And then I'll just go back in with the other colors and just soften everything up. I think that's why this look really spoke to me, because this style, like where it's just kind of smoking out the outer corner, really is like my favorite type of like natural look to do. So I seen this girl do like about her under eyes, and she pretty much says how she keeps them from like creasing and all that jazz is by basically using her fingers to tap in all of her products around her under eyes. So I'm starting with the Peach Color Corrector by LA Girl, and I am just gonna tap this in with my fingers. So I'm gonna start by taking the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk Foundation, because this is a more, this is like a your skin but better type foundation. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know what I've been doing too, this is really gross. Obviously wash your hands before you do this, but I've been applying my makeup to my face and then kind of rubbing it in a bit. Now hear me out. This feels wrong. This feels all sorts of wrong. But doing this really just works it into the skin, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting, but it works. So we're gonna do that. Nice and disgusting. And then I'll take my sponge and really smooth it out and press it in everywhere it needs to be. I am going to do 2 layers of this Skin Fresh milk just to build up the coverage just a little bit. Just to make sure that everything's covered, you know what I mean? Yeah, this foundation's super light coverage. Like, just evens out my redness. I want the different foundation. Well, I guess the freckles peeking through is kind of cute. We'll see. 2 layers did really make all the difference. It's still very sheer coverage, but that's okay, because I'm going to go in with a little bit more of a full coverage concealer specifically for my under eyes, because they are very scary. First things first, I got the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I used this on my cousin. I did my cousin's makeup, because I do like family members like makeup whenever they have like something that they want to look extra good for. So she had this, and it was so good. I bought it that same day. Like, it looked so good on her eyes. Still kind of really loud. If you could hear all of my kids' movies and stuff, I think at this point I'm going to stop apologizing for it, because if you've been on my channel this whole time, you know my house is loud and my kids are loud. I'm fucking loud. I'm always yelling. So, I love you if you love me, okay? So, I'm going to take a little bit of the Tarte Creaseless Concealer and a little bit of the Jaclyn Cosmetics Perfecting Concealer in the shade Ferrous Neutral, because this is very, very bright. So what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of this where I want like peak brightness. And then I'm going to take some of the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. This is in the shade 10N, which is actually a really nice color. And we're just going to mix her in a little. Same technique that we're going to do for under the eyes. There's nothing on my fingers. Okay, Jess. I am just going to start to blend this out under my eyes. Really warm it up. I'm just tapping it out, not... I think that's good. I think everything else, I think I'll like let that sit for a minute while I blend everything else out, and then I'll go through and tap that in better with my sponge. I want to kind of keep with the more soft makeup, so I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. This is just a very sheer wash of color. Let me find a brush, sorry. It blends so nicely too. Like their putty blush, like the e.l.f. putty blushes are so sheer too. They're just so beautiful for like that natural makeup day. Though I feel like this is more sultry than natural. Really want everything to kind of come together. But like, do you see that? Snatched. Flat. I take the Made by Mitchell blush in the shade Sweet Cheeks. I don't know if just all the oil leaked out of this or if I actually used it up, but this one's coming to an end. I think I might have to even pull the stopper out. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the back of my hand. Yeah, there we go. Really get that pigment. And then I'll take it on a brush. And then I really want the baby doll cheeks today. I think that's like a Kylie signature. It's just like the very pink, baby doll pink cheeks. Did I say that right? I feel like I stumbled that in my head, but I hope I said it right when I said it out with my mouth, you know? I'm a mess today, you guys. I'm a mess. Okay, so I'm going to set my under eyes with the Jaclyn Cosmetics Brightening Pink Powder, but then I'll just go ahead and set the rest of my face with the Fit Me Matte and Poreless Pressed, just to give it a little bit more full coverage. And then for the Jaclyn powder, I'm just going to take it on my damp sponge. And I'll go directly under my eyes. And then I'm just going to take a poof for everywhere else. The iconic London bronzer. So now, this is the ultimate bronzing powder. Mine is breaking. And I've had discussions before with myself. I'll just use it up. I'm not going to buy it again. Well, since I've just been using it up, it's like the one I've been using the most. I'm like, okay, but why is this bronzer so good? Why is it so good? It's so expensive and I shouldn't want to buy another one, but I'm thinking about replacing this broken one with like a not broken one because it is such a nice bronzer. And it's like, why you gotta be so expensive? You know? That's my thought process on expensive makeup. I'll buy you, but why are you so expensive? I'm going to take the Unearthly Cosmetics Singles. This is their magnetic palette. Like, the dice earrings. I need me a pair. So, I'm going to take this baby pink shade, which is called Mellow. Yep. Yepers. That was one swipe. I want to do a champagne. I just said it. I'm going to take the Revlon Skin Light Highlighter. And this is in the shade Daybreak Glimmer. You want to know the most awful thing ever is that my pan is like... Why is all my stuff broken? Look how pretty that is, though. Looking good. She's looking good. So now, I'm going to take the Nimya Set It and Forget It setting spray. Let me actually find my fan. Okay. Did you see me? Girl, I am on one today. Alright, so I'm just going to take this little flat dough color brush, and I'm going to start by taking the black shade because I said so. And I'm just going to bring this all across my lower lash line. Then I'm going to take the shade TC. I'm going to smudge it out. So I'm going to take this little tiny liner brush and I'm going to take that on the black shade. I'm going to take some of the Inglot gel liner and put this in my waterline here, as well as my tight line up top. Okay, we're done. We have completed the look. Alright. Okay, so here is the completed look. I'm not 100% sure how Kylie's hair was styled, but for sure it was up with like the swoopy bangs. And yeah, the swoopy bangs are giving me life. When I was in high school, my hair was always swooped to the side, swoop to the side. I was one of those girls, you know, where I was always like, always like that. I used to take choir in high school, and I was a big choir nerd, and I remember it looks like all over my teeth. I remember our teacher was just like, he was like, please tie your hair back for the concert. He was like, because I don't want to see everybody going like this every 5 seconds, and he was doing it, but he was bald. It was like really, really funny, and I'll never forget that. But like, the swoop is coming back, baby. I actually really think that this is very cute. I think I kind of always go a little bit heavy-handed with all of the recreations that I do, but I honestly just can't help it. I like everything to have depth and to be really super dark and sultry. So I really couldn't help that. But I do think this is still such a lovely look. I would 100% wear this look like to a date or like for like an family event, like a holiday, whatever. I would totally wear this because this is so cute. And this is definitely like my style of makeup. I think my face makeup looks so good. I never do like this very soft, bright, like blush cheeks. I think it's very complimentary to the look. And my lip combo, I went in with the Knobby Lip Pencil in the shade Mocha, and then the Kaleidos clay lip in the shade Adobe. This is so good. I want to buy more. I'm just poor. And then I went in with the iconic London gloss in the shade Love Struck. I also think this combo is iconic. Everything's iconic today. We are iconic today. Okay? I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like me and if you like my content. And of course, we're going to go right on ahead. Roll the clip.